Hello, hello, hello. My name is Joe.
And I'm Jordan.
And this is Double Trouble Features.
DTF! Ooh, see? Yeah.
DTF Drizzy. What?
Wait,
Sorry.
what?
BBL Drizzy, DTF Drizzy.
yeah.
I liked
I
it.
get it.
Sorry. Hello. This is the weekly podcast where we talk about all things TV, movies, pop culture, entertainment, and just what's on these damn screens.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of stuff going on the screens.
What are we talking about today, Jordan?
I'm going to talk about the most OG movie in the world, and that is Bad Boys. You're going to talk about. There's some gorgeous people in the movie. You got to talk about. There's some good looking guys.
That's a main point. I watched The Bikeriders and
yes,
I bricked up the whole time.
I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about our favorite TV shows that we've been watching this week. We're going to get into some of our favorite patriotic movies, since this is going to be around 4th of July, and of course the main serving House of Dragons episode 2.
God, it's so good.
Yes. So let's get into it. So Joe, would you say this is your favorite holiday?
Not by a mile, but I do like it.
Not by a mile.
What's
your favorite holiday?
Halloween.
Okay, yeah, that's
and then I would also put Christmas above this.
Uh-huh.
I would put New Year's above this. I would put Thanksgiving above this. I'd say this is above Easter.
The thing is, there's a lot of people who are like, 4th of July is my favorite holiday, and I'm just like,
they're called alcoholics.
I'm just like, what? So you can just have a day to drink? I don't. It's like, it's a cool holiday.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love 4th of July. I want to watch people shoot off fireworks. I want to be drunk in a pool.
Key word.
Yeah,
I will watch other people.
Yeah.
Until I have a kid, I really can't justify spending money. My brother-in-law spends thousands of dollars on fireworks.
My sister doesn't go that hard, but she does. She flies from California to Missouri so she could shoot off fireworks.
And it's, again, I understand it's a fun thing. Some people just want to be, the center of like the neighborhood and stuff, like, hey, go and see my house. And I get that. It's just, you're literally blowing up your money. And once you see like one fireworks show, you kind of seen them all if you really think about it.
It only gets better if you're on mushrooms.
I think drones are
really
drone shows are super awesome. But the reason why we're talking about this is because, again, it's the holiday time, so we want to talk about our favorite patriotic movies. Because Merica. Joe, what's one you got?
Okay, starting off strong with National Treasure and National Treasure 2 Book of Secrets. And I'm going to take it a step further and go National Treasure, that TV show that was on
I was literally
Disney
about to ask you, did you watch it?
I watched it. I loved all of it.
Really?
With Catherine Zeta-Jones as the villain. And then it wasn't just America. They were going kind of all over. And they got really into like the history of Mexico. And they like did a lot more interesting things. And then like how that like related back to America. And it made it more like worldly, because obviously the movies were very based in America and all that. A lot like obviously it didn't get a second season. I don't think a lot of people liked watching a smart brown girl be better at everything than everyone else. That's usually par for the course, but I really liked it. If you haven't watched it, give it a try. If you liked National Treasure and you like those movies, just give it a little watch, see what you like in there. And they do have some of the original characters come back and make cameos.
Not Nicholas.
I don't think he was.
No, I think he's done with it, and I feel like that's just me. I have no idea, but I feel like part of the charm of National Treasure is Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. I mean, if we had to pick if I had to choose my favorite, probably the best, it's easily Independence Day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I just picked that so you could have Independence Day.
Why?
Yeah, I gave that to you. You're welcome.
No, Independence Day is literally, I've seen that movie almost every year around this time.
Because it's always on.
It's always on TV or whatever like that.
And I'm never like, you know what I don't want to watch? Will Smith and Aliens. Like I'm always in the mood for Will Smith and Aliens.
Yeah. Shout out Men in Black. But but it's just it's such a. I think the biggest thing that like I really took away from that movie is that the only thing that really would get all of us together is if there had to be like some kind of alien force.
I don't know. I like if they were attacking, sure. I think that would kind of, but
Do you think China and Russia would be on our side? Do you think we'll band together?
I honestly think that America would try to go to the aliens and be like, "Hey, if you nuke everyone else, like we'll be nice to you." Like I don't know.
I feel like it's more Russia's vibe. I feel like it's more Russia's vibe.
I don't know. I feel like America and Russia are more similar than they like to admit.
Oh, 100%.
And that's why they hate each other.
Yeah. What's another one that you got?
One of my favorite 4th of July movies is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Crazy that's actually like
it was because it like he was like, hey, how was that 4th of July? I was like, they literally Sarah Michelle Gellar gets murdered next to a 4th of July parade, and that's why she gets murdered because no one can hear her scream because the marching band is going, and she's just stopped. Fucking Helen Shivers, God, I love her to death, but good God,
they need a. I'm shocked they haven't done a requel or anything like that. To be honest.
They have.
They have?
So, okay. So, just so you know, there's I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
There's I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. There's I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. And then there's I Know What You Did Last Summer, the series on Prime. That has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
It was it was kind of like a requel. But I do think that it would be interesting if they brought the original characters back who survived. I mean, Freddie Prinze Jr.,
yeah, because if they did it in the kind of like the Scream way, I think that would be great. I think, again, we need more slashers.
But that's the thing is like, I Know What You Did Last Summer and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer featuring Brandy. Yep. Brandy was in that movie. Yes. Oh, it was such a good movie. But those, like, I don't know. Very few people of those movies survived, and you would like have to bring it back. And I just
true. That's actually
and it really is just Freddie Prinze Jr., Brandy, and oh my God,
and that's all we need. You get a whole new cast. That's what a requel is. You bring in a couple people, and then you got a whole new cast. So bringing it back. I love Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun. To be honest, I think Top Gun is actually a little bit boring. But I think Top Gun Maverick is a fucking spectacle.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen either. Except for the beach sand volleyball scene.
I was literally about to ask you.
People really like to show me that and be like, "You'll like this part of the movie," and I'm like, "That's one boner is not enough to sustain me through a whole movie."
I don't know. It's a good boner.
Well, this is straight, man. They're like, there's boobs in it. I gotta watch it.
Facts.
Yeah. See, no, I've never really seen it. There's just too much bravado around it. Too much.
Yes.
That's just not enjoyable for me to watch.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, I'm a straight man. What's another movie for you?
American Five-O.
What'd you say?
What did I say?
Oh.
What did you say?
No, never mind.
I said, you said, I'm sorry, I'm straight. And I said, I'll forgive you.
Oh, okay.
But American Five-O goes west.
All right. That is
American Tail. Five-O goes west.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's literally one of the most amazing animated movies.
It's
so good.
I'm pretty sure
it's sad. It mixed emotions. You see a dad really love his son,
and then also you have just fun, like the cat and the spider like acting stupid. And I mean, here's a real thing. For an American Tail, there's the original, and it's like fine. But then in American Tail, Five-O Goes West, the sister becomes like a cabaret singer in this like old timey saloon, and she's out there just fully like, and you're like, what? How did we go from Russian family that comes to America to all right now she's, and then like that cat is like trying to like love her, but like it's weird, and he also wants to eat her.
I'm all for it.
It's that's what I'm saying. Is like it's so strange, and we watch it as children.
Yes,
and that's why it's so good.
And I think for my last movie that's very patriotic, I would have to go with. You're gonna hate this, but Saving Private Ryan.
No, I don't hate it. I just don't necessarily enjoy war movies in general.
Yeah.
Especially ones where like the central plot is about the war. Like, girl, I knew. I know. I did pay attention in history class, and that's why it's like maybe it's so interesting to people who didn't pay attention.
So wait,
in
have you
history
watched
class.
the whole movie?
Yes.
Oh? Okay. I thought it was a beautiful movie. I think everybody plays the role well. Yes, that first scene is the most overplayed first scene in all schools, every history class. But it's literally, to me, one of the best scenes in fucking cinema. Because like I'm just thinking
the scale of it was insane.
Because like what? This is like 98, something like that.
When the movie came out.
When the movie came out.
I was like, no.
And that's how you start the movie? That's the beginning. And like, there's never been anything done before that started a movie off with, hey, you see all these people just in this boat. 90% of you are about to die right here, right now, within the first 2 minutes of the movie. So I loved it. Got any more that you want to get off?
Red, white, and royal blue. If you want something that is an all-American boy, just piping down this twink from England, there's nothing more American than that. And he is the son of the president, and it's just like a good like popcorn movie. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's not too much, it's not too little. It's just like a fun little, and they're in America, and it's fun.
My last one, Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
that's
a good one.
Best way to tell the entire the back half of the 20th century. Who doesn't love Forrest?
I quote it like every day. Like I don't.
Shout out Bubba. First of all, shout out Bubba. Lieutenant Dan. Shout out Lieutenant Dan.
Jenny.
Jenny. No, fuck Jenny. All right, fuck Jenny. No, she's a fucking bitch. Okay, you had a great man, Forrest, that was with you, that wanted you the entire time, and you're like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna go off and do drugs and stuff like that."
She thought she was saving the world. She joined the Black Panthers.
She did.
She did. And you're mad at her.
Because my boy Forrest was winning Olympic gold medals and trying to do everything for this woman.
No. That didn't happen until that's when they met up. That's when they met up.
He became a millionaire.
Exactly. She wasn't a gold digger. I'm only seeing pros here. She not racist. She wasn't a gold digger. She didn't lead him on. I mean, honestly, like they were never.
Would you date Jenny?
They weren't.
If it was a guy?
Well, that's the thing is I would have let that go by then.
Okay, there we go.
Like
Yeah.
And
Shout out Tom Hanks.
And she was in Playboy. Like that's hard.
She was. That's true.
Like what? Like I'm sorry. Like we're mad because she got HIV.
Actually, it's not hard to get in Playboy anymore.
Well, anymore. This was back in the fucking 60s.
Oh, true. Yeah, the girl from the Oilers who just showed her tits. Playboy. It's on Playboy magazine now.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's the internet. Anyone's breasts can be discovered. You had to work to get your tits shown back then because it was like illegal in a lot of places.
And you got a whole fucking the 3 to sometimes the 4-fold.
And then, if we really want to take it a step further, she got kicked out of school for that because she was wearing her school thing. And honestly, a lot of that wouldn't have happened if they'd just not been. If they had just been a little more sex positive, because she wasn't even showing anything. Like that's what's crazy.
I'm still boo Jenny. I'm still boo Jenny.
I get it. We hate women over here.
Hate them. Hey Joe,
how you doing?
Are you my ride or die?
I guess.
Nah, he's not. He's not about that life. Because we bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. What you like that?
I loved that.
Okay, so you haven't seen Bad Boys, right?
No, I haven't seen any of them.
All right.
I do know the song because they used to play it before Cops.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so the movie I'm going to talk about is Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die. I'm going to give you just a quick ass rundown.
Yeah.
Basically, again, it's a buddy cop movie. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith. What else do you need? These two guys, cops. Boom, 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 boom. A lot of things happen in the first two movies, right? We skip a whole like 20 years. Then they make Bad Boys 3. Terrible movie. Okay, it's bad. But the premise of Will Smith, his name is Mike Lowry. Okay. He is a playboy. He's rich and a playboy. He's always been single. Okay. While Martin Lawrence's character is the family guy. He has a wife. He has kids.
Got that from Big Mama's house.
Yeah. Great movie, by the way. Need more of that.
That's why you got Bad Boy.
Yeah. And so in Bad Boys 3, Will Smith has a random kid from a random girl. And the kid becomes a fucking murderer and stuff like that. And he kills the captain. Fast forward through the whole entire movie.
Fast forward through the whole movie.
Yeah, Bad Boys 3.
Oh, you're giving me like a whole setup. Okay, got it.
Fast forward, you basically have the son. He goes to jail, but like he finally finds peace with his father, kind of. Start of Bad Boys 4. Basically the captain's dead, right? The villain in this movie. Oh my god, he's the good-looking doctor in Grey's Anatomy.
Patrick Dempsey?
Yeah, no, not Patrick Dempsey. The other guy.
He's in Euphoria.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Yes, he's the villain. He's the overarching villain. Basically,
fuck that teenager in Euphoria.
Yeah. By the way, wild.
I don't know. That was happening in my school. Anyway.
But he's the overarching bad guy, and he basically blames all these like cartel stuff that's going on through this is all take place in Miami.
Okay, that does help.
He's blaming all this cartel stuff that's going through, and has like a money trace that goes to the captain, and then they basically soil the captain's name. And so the basic premise is the bad boys are trying to clear the captain's name.
Okay.
But they get a little too close, and then there's people that they can't trust anymore. And so what happens is they got to break out their son from jail because he needs to help them. And then they go rogue. Technically, they're rogue now. And then they have to band together to stop the bad guy.
Who plays the son? Does that matter at all?
Look at him right now. You'll think he's very attractive. You really will.
I don't.
Yeah. But give this movie a solid 6.5 to 7.
Okay.
It's a fun, like the last movie was stupid. Like it was very, very stupid. The action scenes were okay. Action scenes in this movie are actually very great, over the top, amazing. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith's chemistry is like top tier in this movie.
It's not Alexander Ludwig, is it? This guy?
No.
Okay, that's not the son.
No, he's the tech bro.
Okay.
He is dating Vanessa Hudgens in this movie.
Is it this one?
Yes. Terrible picture of him though.
Okay.
Bad picture.
Let me. Okay. Now that I got his name, it's for viewers at home. It's Jacob Scipio. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name either.
Scipio.
But this movie is very fun. They really do attack or try to really explain the breakdown of Will Smith and his sons. There we go. There we go.
Once he got the beard,
exactly.
A beard can
that's makeup.
change your
That's
life.
makeup for men.
It's
makeup for
God.
men.
Because he did look nice without it, but with it, God damn.
Yes.
I'd like to be his prison mate.
Hispanic too?
Yeah. Been there, done that. Would ride again.
But it's a fun movie. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith's chemistry is Still top tier.
Good.
Martin Lawrence again is the punching bag, fun, like does the funny, stupid shit.
Because Will Smith is the punching bag in real life.
Yeah, you know what? You would think that Jada would be on the tour for this, but
Was she in the movie?
no,
Oh,
she's
thank
not.
God.
She's not in the movie at all. He has another wife in this movie. She's banging, by the way. But it's overall, like, that's the whole premise. You could piece together kind of what happens. A couple twists here and there that is very predictable. But the thing is, again, this is another. Let me just turn my brain off and let this ride. Because the last one was boring. This one was not boring.
Good.
And this one kept me like engaged. The jokes are much funnier. It was just a good time. The action scene. So I saw the behind the scenes for some of the action scenes. So Will Smith has a gun and there's a camera that's like he's wearing an entire camera suit and it's pointing right to his face. And then when he like goes to point, or like the director's like moving the camera then switches right in front of him. And then it's like a point of view of the gun. And he's like bang, bang, bang. And it's like on like first person shooter, and then switches right back, flips right back to him. And it's actually really, really cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, no, it's
I like it. That sounds great.
There's a giant albino gator that's in it. Like he's a big fucker.
I thought you were just about to say there's a giant albino in it, and I was like, and I was just like, yeah, probably. With the Will Smith movie in Miami, there's probably an albino person around. I don't know.
But it's a really good, fun movie, and it actually, it was top of the box office this first week, and I really enjoyed it. Like,
good.
Again. I like Bad Boys movies. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors.
I need to finally go watch them.
But and I think you would really.
I think I would. I actually do think I would like them.
Do you like buddy cop movies?
Yeah, they're like I do like them. It's just not like my go-to.
What's a good like comedy cop movie that you really like?
Don't laugh at me. The other two. With Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
The Other Guys.
That's what I'm talking about.
First of all, that's fantastic.
Good. Okay.
That is a fantastic movie.
When Eva Longoria started singing "Pimps Don't Cry," I almost lost my mind. And you don't know this. You go ask your wife that. I'm a peacock captain. You got to let me fly.
Yeah,
I used to scream.
That's your mantra.
I used to scream that at my teachers.
First of all, Samuel L. Jackson, The Rock, dying in the first 10 minutes. Loved it.
They're like, you know what we gotta do.
Gator don't play. Gator's bitches better.
Gator's bitches better.
No,
what do you mean you're pregnant? Gator bitches better be rapping that shit. I was like,
what?
I was. That's my favorite Will Ferrell role ever.
It's top 3 for me.
Like
it is.
Oh God. So yeah.
Oh no.
That's
others guys is fantastic.
I really like The Other Guys, and that's why I was like, maybe I would like this movie.
Yeah.
Because at first, I don't know. The first two seemed a little more serious, but they're not.
They're more actiony.
Yeah.
I would say. These ones are a little bit more jokey.
Yeah.
They
got old. They couldn't do the stunts anymore.
Yeah. My only thing is like, have you ever done a desk pop?
A what?
A desk pop.
I don't remember this.
All you do is get your gun and you gotta just shoot it out the ceiling. Yeah, everybody's done it in an office. Everybody's done it. Have you not done it? You gotta do your desk pop, man. He doesn't remember that.
I don't remember that part.
But anyway,
the soup kitchen though. The soup.
That low key happened.
When my car got stolen, everyone was like, "What was it? Nasty Mike and the Dirty Boys or something?"
No, Dirty Mike and the Boys.
Dirty Mike and the Boys, and they're like, "We turn that into a soup kitchen."
Yes, that literally happened to you.
That did happen to me, and I still got the stains on the seat to prove it. You could go out there. It's awful.
Yes. Again, I think there are good places for buddy cop movies. I think we have some are just really bad. No offense, Kevin Hart.
I also really like Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch with
Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. It was
Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson's chemistry.
Yeah.
Yes. But Beverly Hills Cop, they're making a new one that's coming out.
I haven't seen those ones either.
You haven't seen any of them?
No.
So you're just anti-black. Yeah, that's what I'm gathering. Okay.
You're anti-woman and I'm anti-black, and that's why we're such good friends together.
Hey!
So, speaking of buddies, I have recently gone and seen a great buddy movie, which is The Bikeriders, now in theaters.
I have a question though. First, have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
No, I haven't. I've dated guys who rode motorcycles.
Didn't ride on them?
No. It just didn't come up, and we always were like meeting somewhere. It usually didn't go very far.
Okay. I've always had like I never wanted to be a biker, but I always thought like, damn, they all got like custom ass like biker jackets and stuff like that, and they got their symbol on the back. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I always thought.
So I agree. So what this movie is it is a beautiful film starring Tom Hardy as Johnny, Jodie Comer as Kathy, and Austin Butler as Benny. I realized that they like named all it's like Benny, Johnny, Kathy. Like it's very some
70s shit.
And it's based in like Chicago suburbs. And what it is basically this guy was wanted to start a motorcycle club. So what this story is we are seeing it's based on a book called The Bikeriders. And within this story, you're seeing this guy, he just kind of went around and hung out with this motorcycle club in the late 60s, early 70s. And he kind of just like followed them around, took some pictures, and like for a while just kind of documented everything. And that's what this story is. It's a story of them. So it's based on a true story, but
oh really?
He wrote the book based off of these people he hung around.
Okay.
It's like real. So what they did is they gave it the whole Hollywood treatment with Tom Hardy and Austin Butler, who are the most beautiful, pouty-lipped men. See,
Tom Hardy is definitely pouty-lipped.
And I didn't think Austin Butler was, but the way they hit him with these angles, and it's just them smoldering in denim and leather.
Austin Butler is definitely a smolder. He's definitely a smolder.
It was so hot the whole time. So what we're doing is, honestly, we're getting the whole story of the motorcycle club from Kathy, who's the wife of Benny. Yeah. Benny was like the right-hand man of Johnny, who is the leader of this whole motorcycle club. He's the one who started it. He's the one that like wanted to get it going. So really what we see in this story is the beginning and evolution of this motorcycle club and what it was. Because it started out as like a racing club. And then Johnny was like, okay, but I don't want to just like race. I want to like, you know, do bike stuff and like talk about bike and like go to all this stuff. And so he parted ways, started his motorcycle club, the Vandals. And so they started getting more popular. More guys started joining. Just dudes wanting to be dudes.
Hell and yeah, brother.
And they all started joining this motorcycle club, and it started growing and growing and growing and growing. And so they started having chapters out in Milwaukee, and it's all Midwestern based. So that was really fun. And they have like,
shout out to the Midwest.
Oh, we're here. I promise that people live here. But they go out to like Columbus and all this stuff. And what this movie really is, it's I don't want to say it's a love triangle, but it's kind of set up like a love triangle. Like Benny's got to choose between the club and the girl. The girl's got to choose between Benny and like a normal life. Johnny's got to choose like what he wants to do, but he loves Benny and like all this stuff. And not like loves like gay love, like I mean, it did get kind of close once, and like I was with Caitlin.
Oh, really?
And we like there's this one scene, and you're gonna see it where we're like, maybe they'll kiss, because they get so close to each other, and then it's like, no, we knew it wasn't gonna go there. We knew this wasn't that story, but a girl can dream, and the anticipation. We just
They're too straight.
They're too straight, but like at the end of the day, they really did love each other, and that's what's
they're best mates.
And that's what's so beautiful about this movie. They were each other's ride or dies. I mean, there was like one part where Johnny's just like talking, and he was actually like this other club was trying to start a fight, and Johnny's like kind of talking the guy down, but then all of a sudden Benny just sees him like talking to this other club and just runs up and gives him one right there, and it was so beautiful. Michael Shannon is in this movie, and he plays like a weirdo, and I love him. No, it's a really good movie, but what kind of starts to happen is there's this inner turmoil. Nobody's really sure, like, all this stuff, and Johnny's like, I need somebody to lead it, and Benny's like, I don't want to be the one to lead it. He's like, but it's you. It's always going to be you. Who else could lead these fucks? No one else. No one has the respect in this club that you do other than me, but I can't do this forever. And so you see a lot of like that and that inner turmoil and him going back and forth. And you see...
but also wants the normal life with his wife, and his wife is also kind of like almost given an ultimatum.
Yeah. And then there's like one part where she's like, quit, and he goes, do not ask me that. Like it's such a tense... through point throughout the movie. But what's also interesting is like at the more end of it, you see kind of how these motorcycle clubs started becoming gangs.
Yeah.
And how the evolution kind of went into this. And that's really what this story is showing like the last true great motorcycle clubs before they all became what they kind of are today. And I'm not talking about some of the, like, there are some good charity-based ones, but for the most part, if you're in a motorcycle club, you're in a gang.
Yeah.
There's no, like, they call them bike gangs. Like, there's not really...
Biker gang.
There's not really any motorcycle clubs anymore.
What's that show on AMC?
Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy.
That's on FX, but yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought it was
Sons of Anarchy, the Mayans. It kind of made me want to go watch them because I never.
Have you seen Sons of Anarchy?
I haven't watched them.
Great show, actually.
I haven't seen them. I almost watched because of Katie Sagal. Anyway.
No.
But
no, Sons of Anarchy, great show. Haven't watched the Mayans because I was just like, we're just going to another biker gang, but. I love that transition of like how, so this is like set in like what, the 80s or like
this is set in the late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, okay.
It's before, I think it's called Easy Rider, Free Rider. There was a big motorcycle movie that came out in the 70s. The guy from The Walking Dead is in it, the main guy.
Wait, which main guy?
Daryl? I think so.
Does he have long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in it. It's pretty great. But no, it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a good movie in the fact that like there are funny parts and it's kind of lighthearted in a lot of spots. And like most of the movie is fairly lighthearted, but that's what makes the dark moments so fucking dark. And it's paced really well. The story is told really well.
What'd you rate it?
I'd give it an 8.
Oh, solid 8.
I give it. It's a good ass movie.
Okay.
I'd watch it again. I'd watch it right now. It's and those pouty lips, God, there are just so many tight. There are just so many tight shots on us, Austin Butler and Tom Hardy.
Well, the second you said that, I was like, yeah, again, I don't know as much about Austin Butler, but Tom Hardy definitely has the poutiest fucking lips.
These two pouty mouth boys, and poor Kathy, who's just got. And again, she's like this 60s Midwest woman. She's got this accent to her that's like you can barely place it.
Is it North Midwestern?
She's in like the Chicago area. So it's kind of that like Chicago like talk.
Chicago.
Like she talks like it's very specific. It's like almost New York, but it's got that Wisconsin twang to it.
Yeah.
And
shout out Chicago.
Yes. But no, this movie, fantastic. Go see it if you haven't. If you just need like a good, I think it's just a good
Great movie.
I don't know
All
how
right.
to.
Now I'm literally going to go see it with one of my friends.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's just a really good movie.
wish somebody would invite me. Anyway. So, Joe, what's one of those shows that like you can just always turn on and it just always hits all the time, every time?
Well, I can honestly say for me that it would be Criminal Minds.
Good show. I actually enjoy it.
This show, I don't know. So I watched it growing up, and then I watched it over the pandemic, and like kind of like saw more of it because you know how you like go in and out of shows, so you don't always
Yeah.
This was back. This was back when TV came through the air. So getting to see it again. But what's really interesting is the new installment, Criminal Minds Evolution.
So what is this on?
This is on Paramount Plus.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It was a CBS
So
show.
One reason why you need Paramount Plus.
Exactly. You understand. You get me. So with Paramount Plus, but Criminal Minds Evolution. What's really interesting is the original premise of the show Criminal Minds was that it's the BAU, the Behavioral Analysis Unit,
Yeah.
and they are looking for serial killers, people who are identified as serial murderers. That honestly constitutes like any more than two. If you kill three people in a specific way, there's obviously like if it's just like random killings, but then sometimes random killings are due to a serial killer.
There's a pattern.
There's a pattern. And
Yes.
so what these lovely people do is they go in and they try to help the local police and their FBI, and they are all over the country and just trying to solve these like insane murders, because these motherfuckers are crazy, and it goes to like some very, very dark places, which is like interesting, but like kind of fun.
How many seasons does like?
Oh, there's like 15 or 16
Yeah.
original seasons, and then like what's crazy is like that show only ended like a few years ago.
No.
And then they already brought it back, which is chef's kiss. My only qualm with this show is Matthew Gray Gubler, you are not doing anything else. Get your ass back on that show. We need Dr. Spencer Reed. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but I can't handle it. It pisses me off. Like, you need to be there. Everyone else is there for the most part. Like, come on. Let's get back in it. I need to see what happened with you and JJ. I know she's married with kids. Go ruin that. Anyway.
We love... No, we don't, actually.
You're going to say, we love homewreckers. We love male homewreckers.
We love homewreckers and fake TV.
But so that's the original show,
Yeah.
and so just to like set you up. So for this show, what's really interesting is it dives into a lot more modern issues, and what I mean by that is the dark web. We have systems. We have people. So in the first season, there is a man who creates a entire network of serial killers. And not only that, he provides them with kits. So he buries these kits all around the country. You find them on the dark web and you do all this stuff. And then you pay him and he'll be like, all right, here's an entire murder kit and how to get away with it.
Bro.
No. Yes. And it goes fucking crazy. This shit ends up getting like so far past. So these people are tracking down and realizing that all of these little like they realize that all of these little murders are all of these little serial killers are all connected, and they're all sharing tips.
Bro.
But think about it.
The thing
It's real.
The thing is, like, we just really don't know enough about the dark web.
No.
Like,
honestly, the show is teaching me a lot, because I do think that it's like mostly true, because from
100%.
what I've heard of the dark web, like this is not like an insane story.
No.
And because I mean, I know people who used to buy like pounds of drugs from like the dark web, and you just get it delivered to your door. I know people who get drugs, like hard drugs. It's crazy. And the thing is, like, they found a way to get around all of it, and it's these people who can get around it. It's absolutely insane. So that's the first season, and they like go into like who the guy is running it. They're trying to find the network. They're trying to do all this stuff while also dealing with all these fucking serial killers who are also connected. So that's like the first season. Right now, the season that's running, the live season, in the second season, basically in the first season, they realized that one of the serial killers in it is somehow attached to some government entity in some way, because they keep getting like blocked and they keep doing all this stuff, and like there's like this weird code word that like triggers everyone, and like once you say the word, you could tell that like the director of the FBI just got real puffy and like, oh, I don't know, well, we need to take
16 or something like that.
Yeah. So right now what they're trying to do is they're trying to find what the connection is between like this network that was created and how he has been able to do it, and is he a part of it, and did he actually create, like, it's just all of these questions around that. And we're like but I don't know who it is. They have not shown an inkling of it. They haven't shown, because usually within Criminal Minds they kind of show the murders as it goes on, like
just a little bit of here and there.
You get to see the story involved and like how they became a serial killer, all that stuff. But like we're finding out like in real time, and they're still dealing with this bullshit. They're still dealing with these dark web motherfuckers. That's
wild.
And then even further, the thing that really fucked me up was there's like this one thing where they take AI, and they take AI generative stuff of like the BAU and make like gross, disgusting, awful images with it. And like
AI will be our downfall.
I'm stressed about AI. It is what it is, but I think we need to pass. I personally think we need to pass some legislation real quick, but that's not going to happen because that's not how you make money. But no, this show.
So what'd you rate it?
It's not as, I don't want to say it's as good as the original, but the original for me is like a 10. I would go watch it now. So I guess I would say
like the original is like a great, like I watched a lot in college.
It's just a good procedural crime show. It's got a lot of good story. It's got a lot of really interesting characters. You see Emily Prentice is back. David Rossi is back. JJ is back. Penelope is back in the tech room. And she's got no... All of those like insecurities that she had when she was younger in the thing, gone. She's telling these motherfuckers to go fuck themselves.
Hell yes.
She's no longer getting shot in the street by handsome men.
Wait, do they say fuck in this one?
Oh my God, Jordan, they cuss so much. Emily Prentice was like, "Are you?" Like, there's this one where, like, this guy, he's, like, a deep... See, they get into, like, deep truthers and all that because, like, some of the deep truthers started getting a little too close to the truth. Yeah. And, like, all of this stuff. And they're, like, stuff...
So they be cussing.
Oh, yeah. Wow. It's fuck shit. Damn. Like, she... Like... She has to go meet this guy in an alleyway because he's a deep truther that got too close. And this is Emily Prentice. And she goes and... she meets him, but like when she gets there, he's getting beat up by these guys. So she pulls her gun and they run away. And then she calls the cops. She's like, "Man down, there's a guy here who needs help." And then like it's this red pill truther, and he was and the cops come and they're like, "Who did this to you?" He points at her and goes, "She did it." And she looks at her and goes, "Fucking Brian." And I was like, what?
Fucking Brian.
Fucking Brian. No. So yes, I would say I'd give it a good 7 to 7.5. I don't know if I'd go full 8, but it is. If you like Criminal Minds, it is it's good, and it expands this universe and makes it a little bit darker.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Yeah, it's good. Alrighty. So speaking of law enforcement and serial killers, what have you been watching today, Jordan?
Probably the strongest serial killer of them all. Homelander. And The Boys.
The Boys.
First, the premise of The Boys, I think, was perfect. It was a perfect timing. It was a perfect story. I think The Boys is exactly what we needed when Marvel just started to really get its groove and started plopping out a lot more movies. And then it's like, oh no, like, let's be honest. If we had these superheroes, no, there'd be a lot of fucks.
It would not be like the beautiful Disney Marvel movies.
Yes, no, because like you got to think, we're human, and like a lot of humans fucking suck. So
Are we human or are we dancer? That's the real question that the
I'm a
boys tries to
dancer.
answer.
But anyway, if you don't know what The Boys is, The Boys is basically a superhero show. But it's like real, like it's more grounded of like if superheroes were a thing and we lived in that world. And Homelander, he's basically Superman, has Superman's powers basically. Nowhere near as strong. And you have this team called the Boys. The Boys are actively trying to get rid of or stop Homelander from basically taking over the world, because he has now realized, hey, I am better, stronger, whatever I want to be than all of you puny little humans. Even though he was created. So
Spoilers.
we're talking about season 4 right now. So if you haven't watched The Boys, like I'm just saying, watch 1 through 3. Great TV shows.
Do you know what?
And also Gen V.
Oh, Gen V is
Gen
so
V is
good.
the thing is,
that's so sad. I'm so mad about
R.I.P. The thing is, a lot of spinoffs aren't that great.
No.
Gen V is perfect. This is a great world to do spinoffs.
I really agree. I've also watched the entirety of The Boys, and I think what's really interesting about this world is like there are really no limits to it,
No.
except your imagination, which is horrifying half the time.
Horrifying. So for example, again, if you don't know The Boys, it's a very bloody, raunchy ass fucking show. So for example, in season 4, there's a part where this guy can make duplicates of himself. And so he runs an entire like human centipede train of him eating his asshole.
Yeah, and then and it's funny because there's like the guy who's like the primary, and he was the one who was getting his ass eaten. But then
he's jerking.
And he's jerking it, but like everyone, like you only needed one. Like
No.
that's what
He did like 10.
like it was just like a whole train of ass eating. And then when I say like they take it like that extra step further is when they were like fighting, one of them goes, "Oh, you have pink eye."
Yeah, because like when they got out, like when they opened the door, you just see all the fucking stuff.
Just all the spit and the ass
Oh
sweat.
my
It was
God.
so beautiful. Hero-gasm. I'm not going
Yes.
to talk about Hero-gasm at all, other than that is a thing in this series that you should watch. I don't know if about should watch.
Not with children. This is not a child
Obviously
show.
not. No, if you couldn't tell. But I mean,
Yeah. So anyway, this season, basically it is, the Homelander is now really getting to the point where he's starting to deal with like, I am better than these people. And like, cause before he was really just kind of felt controlled. He felt kind of manipulated. And now he's just like, bro, fuck all of you guys. Like I am God, like to you people. And now Butcher, he only has 6 months left to live. And now he's kind of like, because he's usually the asshole of the group and like doesn't really care. But like now he's like, I'm scared to just leave life and with nothing really attainable. Like
he feels like he hasn't done his job. He's not done yet.
And so I would, and me and him have different kind of opinions on this season. I would give this season a 6.
I think that's fair based off what you said.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
What do you think?
I don't think it's. I think it's a good 7. I think it's stronger than like. I don't know. Maybe I think it's. I don't know which season was Stormfront. I really liked that season.
Season 2.
Season 2. Okay, so I liked it better than season 3. I really liked. I don't know. I kind of liked it better than season 1.
I like you like this season more than season 1.
I like where this season is going. I enjoy.
You're crazy.
I enjoy watching them because what they're doing right now is they're diving into a lot of the like. Why are we this way? What's going on? And even with Homelander, you're seeing more of the childhood traumas or different kind of traumas from each individual. And I think right now, and I understand this.
We're 4 episodes deep.
I understand this complaint, and like that's why I was like, you know what, a 6 is fair if you're like not into watching people get traumatized on screen and deal with that trauma.
The thing is, it's not about the trauma. It's sometimes it just feels like
it feels disjointed, and I think that's
yes.
I think that's fair. But I think it's gonna all tie together. If it doesn't, then I would say this whole season's a 6, and I'm wrong. But I have higher hopes than you do, and I do think that it's all gonna wrap up and make sense.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping. Like, don't get me wrong, I do think this is so far a down season because again we're like halfway done, and I just feel like right now it's very convoluted a way. We're dealing with what Huey needs to go through, what Starlight has to go through. And I feel like we're just forgetting the entire objective. And I think The Bear does that. Last season of season 2 of The Bear.
Mm-hmm.
We go off on a tangent of like each person, but I felt like each person in The Bear got their full like arc
in the episode.
In that episode.
I said, okay.
Where like right now it's just like we do 5 minutes of this, 5 minutes of that, 5 minutes of this person. Let's go back to this person. And it feels just a little bit jumbled, and it doesn't feel like, hey, are we even trying to accomplish like what we're trying to do? And that's why I feel like Mother's Milk, that's what he's kind of trying to do, but he's just not doing a good job of it. And I don't know. Like I do think though, I would say this. I love the addition of the new characters.
Yes.
And I think Sister Sage and Firecracker are 2 great characters added.
So with Sister Sage and Firecracker, I think that like maybe that's why this season holds such a special place in my heart, because what Sister Sage is doing, I obviously don't do this on that scale, but it is basically just PR.
No, it's so basic.
So I'm basically watching a strong, smart black woman do a good job at PR. Yeah. And so I'm having a great time because that's what I do.
Yeah, no. She is I think Sister Sage is the best character so far this season.
I really like her, like her in the deeps, like
thing weird fucking yeah.
It's so weird. It's so messed up.
Sister Sage, she's the smartest woman alive. Mm-hmm. And again, Homelander thinks everybody's below him.
Yeah.
But she's the only person that he feels like I can talk to because he's not smarter than her, like at all.
Yeah. And he can't like argue with that. So there will be times where she'll just be like, I do remember when he's like, will you come join me? And she's like, fuck no. And he goes, why? And she goes, because you literally, I'm smarter than you, and I'm black and I'm a woman. This is never going to work, but I'm intrigued. We'll see how far this goes.
And I think Firecracker just being that like, Alex Jones type of person.
That Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah. It's like all America all the time. And the fact that her name is Firecracker.
I love it. And she's a redhead.
She's a redhead. And she's just this, I don't know how to describe it. She's just a MAGA crazy lady. And she adds a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I think she's a great addition to this. And yeah, no, I think this is going, like, hopefully the season gets better. I think the action scenes are still good. Don't get me wrong on that. Some of the things that they're doing, they still have the gags. Actually, no, wait, hold on. Never mind. My favorite character in this is Black Noir. Black Noir is definitely the best character in this. So in season 3, Black Noir dies from Homelander. He kills him. But they just have to replace him. And so Black Noir, nobody knows who he is or what he is. And so they just get an actor in it. And the whole time he's like, I have questions, bro. You do not talk. He's like, I'm sorry, but I need direction.
Yeah,
what's my role?
He's like, what are my notes? He's like, I need something. And
you don't talk, Black Noir.
And it's so beautiful because he's such an actor about it.
Yes. No, I'll come back to you. This is like this and Acolyte. I really want to come back to you when these are done and to tell you what I really think about it.
And yeah, honestly, I think the reason that I'm so like gung ho for this one is the whole Frenchie thing. I do enjoy that storyline. I think it adds a lot of depth to that character. Take it or leave it. But Scissor Sage really, like, her whole storyline does it for me in such a way that, like, I haven't gotten since Stormfront, but then, like, we all know what happened with Stormfront. So, and I'm not going to spoil that for you because it was a twist I was not prepared for because I really did like that character.
Yes, no. So definitely watch The Boys. Definitely. Rhaenyra the Cruel.
She'd be cruel to me any day.
So again, this is our weekly segment as long as this show is going on of House of the Dragons.
Dragon Tales.
Great show, by the way. Miss it. Don't really. I don't need to watch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go back. I miss the feeling.
Yes, I miss the feeling of being a child
and having joy.
Yeah. Speaking of children, the start of this episode is we know that the king's son is dead.
Girl, when Otto Hightower said, "Okay, I know that this is bad, but we could spin this," and what is it again at the end of the day? PR, baby.
Okay, yeah, so let's dive into that. So I thought the episode started off with them gathering everybody, trying to figure out. I thought that Aegon's rage. We all knew that Aegon wanted to distance himself from his father.
Mm-hmm.
But I think him destroying what Viserys made. Like of the kingdom. Yes. I thought that was a great like kind of way of like him saying, fuck it. I am the king. I am me now. I'm destroying this bitch. Even though it was out of like his sadness. And then you can also tell that he's actually sad about like his son dying.
Yeah.
Which shows like he's actually a real person. Unlike Joffrey. So I love Aegon way more.
For sure. Better than Joffrey, for sure.
Fuck Joffrey.
What I find interesting about that scene is like it also felt like he was destroying the kingdom.
Yes.
They're like this.
Yes.
This battle is going to destroy the kingdom.
And I think that is that. It was
such
foresight.
It was such a beautiful. It was just beautiful. The one thing about the show is the imagery.
Yes.
Is so it's not too heavy-handed, but it's good enough to where like anyone can grab onto it. Like anyone can see like, oh, he's destroying the kingdom. Like this isn't like it's a metaphor, but it's also showing his rage. It's just such good storytelling.
Yeah. But going back to the council, I'm not going to lie. I think this is the first time I was like, Otto's right. Like Otto is right.
I don't know if we want to get it
right of what he is doing.
Well, no. I don't know if we want to get into it because like, so for Otto, I agree. I think that he is, I've kind of flipped on Otto because of this episode. So I used to hate Otto Hightower, but he kind of stood on his business this episode.
No, and that's the thing. He is consistent. No matter what is thrown at him, he is consistent. And so there's been a lot of comparisons of like him and Tywin.
Yeah.
Of like how Tywin wouldn't be this or that. And the thing is, Otto, unlike Tywin kind of held to certain people.
Mm-hmm.
He was all powerful. Whatever I say goes. But when it came to like those big moments, Tywin really wasn't. Like he would always try to like, oh, let me kind of spin it my way for you to understand and for you to be like, yes. Otto's direct.
Yeah.
He's way more direct, I would say, to Tywin, to people who are equally or more powerful than him.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of been running this shit. Like that's the thing, and that's what we get into this episode is Aegon is realizing that his grandfather, Otto Hightower, is the same man who as his father, same hand as his father. And he's really not liking that. And he's trying, and like you said, he's trying to distance himself from that. And he's seeing that all of the advice that Otto has given him is exactly what his father did.
And his father had peace. Was good. And so you get to the point where Otto's like, hey, we're going to spin this. We're going to do a whole pageantry for our dead kid. And then we're going to say that this is all Rhaenyra, even if we do not know, which is perfect for war. It's perfect for this moment. Going to like Allison, you kind of could tell Allison didn't want to do this, but was like, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, you're correct. This is the best way for us.
And then when Allison has to like go to Helena and be like, hey girl, so we gotta go like on a ride.
And I'm Helena, fuck no.
Helena's like, my kid just died. And Allison was just like, sorry, babe, we gotta go anyway. You're the queen now, and they expect it from you.
So then we have that entire pageantry. Did you think that the head was going to fall?
I thought that, like, I don't know why they would do that, because I immediately, the second it started shaking, I was like, that baby's head's gonna roll and everyone's gonna lose their goddamn mind. But then it didn't, and it was just like fine, and then Helena got over it, and I was like, I don't know. It was kind of anticlimactic.
No, they built it up. They built Helena's like freak out, and like I thought she was going to do something. Yeah, nothing. So I felt like that kind of like.
But maybe that's part of the story is like Alicent was able to calm her daughter down.
I don't know. I feel like that was probably the weakest part of the episode. Yeah. We go on to the Rhaenyra's camp, Team Black, and you can tell that she wasn't part of it. She had no idea. And then my favorite moment when they all are looking at Daemon because they're like, who did this? Who wanted it?
And they're kind of blaming Rhaenyra. They're like, now we would understand. They're like trying to get her to tell the truth. They're like, we would understand if you maybe killed him. Like, we get it. And she was like,
no, bitch.
And even Rhaenyra was like, I would never do something so cold. And
kill a kid,
kill a child, and they're all brother cousins, so it's like hard to determine what she was related to that child. Like that child is her family.
Yes, that's her
nephew.
Yeah, that's her nephew.
Yeah, because Aegon is her half brother.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just a normal nephew. Yay. Yeah.
So no, that was fucked. And she's like, yeah, we got to get the Ravens out and prove. No, bitch, it is already done. Like, but I actually really love
that scene.
The scene between her and Daemon,
where they were. I mean, she called his ass out.
Yeah, like Daemon needed that check.
I don't know if he needed it because he seemed pretty. I'm very nervous about next episode. I'm very nervous of whether he's going to, because I don't know where his head's at right now. I don't know if he's going to.
His head's at, I'm going to fucking heroin hole and I'm just going to kill motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's where his head's at right now. Because he fucked up and I think he knows he's fucked up, but he doesn't want her to call him out on that.
Also, it was such a husband-wife argument because she goes, what did you tell them, Daemon? And he goes, I told them to kill Aemond. And then she goes, and what did you tell them to do if they couldn't find Aemond? And he goes, I didn't tell them anything. And she goes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is such a husband.
You said a son for a son, and then
blood and cheese are not learned creatures. They don't have that book schooling.
No. And so I thought that was actually a beautiful scene between those two. I actually really love that dynamic of like, hey, remember do you pledge loyalty to me and for me to be your ruler? And it's like, and we explore back at Daemon of like what his brother denied him. And I mean, it's
so they do get into that with Rhaenys and Corlys. Like when they're talking about how
she accepted it.
She accepted her fate. She was like,
she's a little butthurt, but like, hey,
she's like, it is what it is. And she can relate to, honestly, Rhaenys is like the heart of this whole story. Because she's got the wisdom, she's got the know-how, she's been there,
also,
done that.
Beautiful old couple, by the way.
I would watch that video on twitter.com. If anyone wants to leak anything, if it's out there, just like send them away.
No. Going back to Team Green. This is when I think you really just hate Kristen Cole.
I've always hated Kristen.
Yeah,
this
but
son of a bitch, motherfucker, piece of shit, cunt ass mother.
so again, I do think that he understands that like he is the fucking Lord Commander, and it's his fault. It's his fault that this happened. Or he's the Lord Commander of the Knights Guard.
It's his responsibility.
It's his responsibility, and he was out there just fucking Allison instead of doing his fucking job.
Girl, she was giving him that hot tour.
Yeah. And so he doesn't know what the fuck to do. So he's like, let me take my fucking anger out on somebody. And it's Sir Eric. And I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, that was fucked. Oh, that was.
And he calls him out. He was like, "Why? Like, who has special duty for the queen? Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Where were you at?" Like, he called him out, and he ignored all of that
because he had to. Like, there was no way he could answer those questions and not.
First of all, you're gonna fucking bitch at me about my fucking cape? Yeah, I'll get it done. No, you need to do it right now. Motherfucker, what are you talking about?
And then he starts on that bullshit about like pure. This is a symbol of our purity and how we
you
remain.
Fucking slut, you whore. He's a whore.
He's the community pole.
Yes.
I like of the castle. Like everyone wants to take a ride on Kristen Cole. And don't get me wrong, the actor is very attractive. But to those people sitting there and being like, Kristen Cole's my boyfriend. Grow up. Like,
oh, hell
that's
no.
so I
I
saw it. They were like, LOL, I love Kristen Cole because he's so hot. And I'm like, please grow a brain cell.
No. What makes like Jon Snow very attractive is because he's a good-hearted guy. Yeah, like no, this dude's a fuck.
And don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's a nice person in real life. But that's not what we're talking about.
We're not talking about his actual person. But you send his twin brother off to go kill the queen. I think that's actually a good idea. Not right at that fucking moment.
Not right at that moment, and not the plan that they concocted was.
Hey, it was just go fucking kill. Figure it the fuck out.
Well, no, they had a whole plan because remember, Aegon and Kristen had that like whole thing together, and they were like, he pretended to be the twin.
Yeah, that's the plan. Go kill it. Pretend to be your brother. Figure it out how to fucking do it.
It was a fucking cockamamie plan. I'm not saying it was a good one. That was kind of the point.
But I think the best scene of this episode is when Aegon, Kristen Cole, and Otto. When Otto comes in there, and again, this is the difference between Tywin and him. He's like, what the fuck did you just do? He's like, yeah, Aegon. Aegon's like, yeah. See, he's actually doing something. He's got a great plan.
Yeah, he's helping me out. He's protecting the realm. What are you doing? And he's like, you sent him to be a fake pull a parent trap, really.
Yeah.
That's all. He's like, Otto's just sitting there like, I've seen this movie. This is dumb.
Yes, no. And he gets fucking pissed and livid, calls him a fucking idiot. Like you're so dumb. Like, and then it goes back to your father was right. Your father understood that you were not ready to be king.
Yep.
And like that just sent fucking Aegon.
Well, and what really got me was when Aegon said something like, "Well, my father made me king," and he goes, "Is that what you think?
Is that what you fucking think?"
I gained so much respect for Otto Hightower just because I was like, this man just looked the king, his grandson, in the eye and said, I made you. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. If I didn't throw my 15-year-old daughter at that dusty old man, you wouldn't be alive. And
then if I didn't fucking try to make sure that you would become king instead of Rhaenyra, we still wouldn't be in this position.
Like he went so far out of his way, and like I kind of felt it when he goes, "You have no idea what I have done to get you on that fucking throne."
What do you think about Kristen Cole being the hand, though?
I think we're about to see war crimes.
Yeah, we're going to war.
It's just going to be, and what's crazy to me is that like the driving force for a lot of this shit is that Kristen Cole. She didn't say yes to it marrying him. She was like, I don't want to marry him. So all of a sudden she's a cunt snake bitch.
See,
Grow
that's the
up.
thing. It's just like he's just being so
Petty.
He always calls her conniving, blah blah. This, blah. Shut up, bro. You're just
Motherfucker, you just pulled a parent trap. You're
Yes.
conniving. It's just projection at this point.
so. It's Eric and Eric, right? Those are the two brothers. I think one has an E and one has an A.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
So the twins. So Eric, who got sent from Team Green to Team Black, goes in, and I thought, what did you think about the fight scene?
I was stressed the whole time.
Because like the whole time I'm like I'm going to know who is who.
Well, and I will say, I called it a stupid cockamamie plan, but when they rushed in there and they said, well, which one is Eric? And I didn't know.
No.
I couldn't tell you.
And so I think that's great choreography of like and like direction of like we as the audience did not know who's who. Even at the end, especially like they got the same cuts and stuff. But I 100% knew at the end. I was just like, yeah, she's not going to die. I think whichever brother lives is going to kill them, because the thing is they loved each other. Like they loved each other as brothers, but their duty was slightly above, which is fucked.
What's crazy to me is I don't understand why Eric didn't go when Kristen Cole went crazy and said, and now I want you to go by yourself down to her, pull a parent trap.
This is a
and then kill
suicide
her.
mission,
like
or glory.
like he said, this is a suicide mission. He goes, or a glorious one. And in my head, I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, just defect. Go hang out with your brother in Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Switch sides. These people obviously don't want you here.
Yeah, but like my whole thing is like at that point you can't really switch sides.
True, 'cause you stayed.
You stayed your side. You could have went with your brother. You didn't. So now you just gotta eat it. And then he said, I gotta eat it. And then his brother killed him. And then he was like, I just fucking literally killed my brother. I can't live. And he committed suicide.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no. What'd you rate that episode?
I'd rate it a good 7. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good 7.
But it like nothing changed my life. I think it added a lot to the story. Now I'm ready for some action.
Yeah. Episode 4 is where it's really going to get heavy. That's the next episode. But I really, after seeing the preview, I think we're going to get a lot of Damon going crazy out of Harrenhal.
I cannot wait to see him committing war crimes while being sexy. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I keep forgetting that he's her uncle because I'm like, they're kind of hot together, and then I'm like, no,
don't know about
that. I love Matt Smith.
I know you do. I know you do. But tell us what you think about episode 2, and also what you think about the movies and TV shows that we talked about today. Again, we're gonna come back to you guys next week and give you a rundown for episode 3.
Yeah.
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Joe.
And this is Double Trouble Features!